Mehdi, are you familiar with Tokemex? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, Tokmak, yes.
Tokemex.
Uh, yes.
All right. So
It's,
tell us the story.
yeah, so one of the themes that we are seeing in the market is that DeFi 2.0 is picking up. So what do I mean by DeFi 2.0? So in previously in DeFi 1.1, what used to happen was this liquidity we are talking about was very short term. So you'll have liquidity providers who will provide liquidity because there was yield rewards coming from the protocol. So let's say, for example, I'm just giving an example. If there is a liquidity pool between two coins, one coin has to provide incentives. So these incentive comes from the supply, token supply of one particular protocol. Let's say Uniswap. So Uniswap is giving you is basically giving you incentive to provide liquidity to a pool, and they drop tokens to you. Now what happens is uh, the price of that token increases because everybody is providing liquidity, everybody is bullish because the yield rewards are amazing, and the price of the token goes high. Now, when the price of the token goes really high and people have gathered a lot of this rewards, there is a reaction where they start taking profit. So when they start taking profit, the liquidity gets removed from the pool. So you have this vicious circle where the liquidity is temporary and then eventually it goes away, and we are in this loop. So you see all of these yield farmers chasing rewards, and once the rewards dry up, liquidity is gone, and you don't see dexes becoming like centralized exchange like Coinbase, for example, or Binance, because the liquidity is very fragile. So one of the themes, it's not the only theme, but one of the themes with DeFi 2.0 is to kind of think of this liquidity within the Web 3.0 setting as electricity we have. So let's say when we talk about electricity, we don't even know where it comes from, right? It could be coming from nuclear, coal, hydro, and there is a public utility company that basically handles it. Within Web 2.0, when we talk about Amazon Web Server or Google Storage and things like that, we as companies or we as individuals, we don't have to care about servers and let's say big hard drives. We can store things online on the cloud. So similar thing is emerging in Web 3.0, where this liquidity is now going to be provided as a service. So now this is where Tokmak comes in. So Tokmak is not just the only platform that is doing. Olympus Pro is also doing that. But what Tokmak is doing is that, okay, you buy my token, and based on the token you buy from me, you can use governance to make and use that governance power to provide liquidity to a particular pool. So you can kind of obviously see application where this liquidity will not be fragile because everybody is voting on that liquidity to be directed. So this is one of the very interesting themes picking on, and you saw Tokmak and Olympus kind of kick off this narrative, and they have performed really well because of this.
Okay, so let's unpack that if I can. So in the old days, you would say take a coin that was hot. You'd combine it with ETH and you would provide it, to a liquidity pool. You'd say, here's my ETH, here's my hot coin, and I'll give that to you. And then in return, you'll give me your token, whatever that is, right? So the protocol that's pulling in the liquidity or the capital is paying you in the value of their token. And what it does is it dilutes the value of their token. So yes, they're getting capital, but they're literally giving people almost interest in the form of their token. And then when the price of the hot coin goes high enough, they pull liquidity out, dump the hot coin, and then they have your token too, and they dump that. Okay. So in other words, the whole process of giving someone capital and then getting interest results in, I don't know, somebody makes a little money, but the protocol doesn't. Is that correct?
You're absolutely spot on. The way I kind of think of it is like traditional DeFi 1.0. They're actually, if you think about it, they're behaving like Fed. They're just printing these tokens out of thin air, and using those tokens to incentivize users to provide liquidity. But then when the printing press stops, because the price starts to collapse, or because they have a mandate to have a certain supply of tokens, then you see liquidity dry up, you see volatility in these dexes, you see slippage in these dexes, and you see issues with some lot of protocols. So this is one of the themes where DeFi 2.0 is basically trying to mature the DeFi market in terms of being sustainable, in terms of basically posing a real threat to traditional finance rather than some fun way of yield farming. So I think this is something which is here to stay, and this is something which everybody should be having a lookout for.
Okay, now, great point, sir, and we appreciate your knowledge on this. So now I have a little point to make. Who's everybody? Well, obviously that's retail, because I think you can make a lot of money doing this. We'll go to Michael on that in a second, I believe. Okay, but the most important thing is the method of moving capital and having that be sustainable, right? In other words, crypto does everything very, it's exciting, it's speculative. The people who have tech savvy are in early, and then everybody piles in when these things are listed on Coinbase. Maybe they get a rally, but it fizzles, right? Now, lending, okay, giving capital to somebody, having that person deploy the capital, and then getting rewards or interest to the people who, again, lent their money or move that capital into the protocol, get rewards.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.